Hi. So the sticker we're talking about this week is this John Gibson Alva skull, cow skull, bull skull. Bull is, I don't know if a bull is both a cow and a bull. I know a cow, female cow, is not a bull, but I don't know if a bull is both a cow and a bull. Doesn't matter. This is John Gibson, 1987 for Alva. It was done by Mark Rude, who did a lot of Alva graphics. John Gibson started using this cow skull graphic while he was at Zorlak. Very famous graphics at Zorlak by Pushead. So he kept this kind of Texas Longhorn motif when he went from Zorlak to Alva. Color-wise, we have fluorescent yellow, green, silver, black, white on a clear sticker. Great color scheme. Simple, but very effective. The Texas scene is fascinating. There's a great love letters to skateboarding about the Texas skate scene in the 80s. It was very small. You had skaters like Jeff Phillips, Craig Johnson, Dan Wilkes, and then John Gibson, obviously. It was a tiny, tiny scene. I've been to Texas a number of times, Austin, San Antonio, Dallas. If anyone watching you has been to Texas, Texas is its own thing. Texas is its own scene, its own culture. Texas is going to do what Texas is going to do. And you're not going to tell Texas what to do. And that's just how it goes down there. So you can either get with the program or not. It's a fascinating place full of fascinating people. Lots of very interesting things have come out of Texas, and there's great places there. Austin's fantastic. Everyone says Austin's a great place. It is. San Antonio, Dallas are great places, full of great, interesting people and total weirdos. You can be totally weird there because there's lots and lots and lots and lots of space. So if you want to disappear and have no one bother you, Texas is your move. But I love the 80s Texas skate scene because it was very, very, very small. And it really was kept alive and perpetuated by like Zorlak, that one skate company, and like 4 guys. But the truth is, those 4 or 5 guys were some of the best vert skaters in the world at the time. And kind of some of the best vert skaters in history. Jeff Phillips is a legend. Jeff Phillips is a legend. He's one of the greatest skaters ever. And he came from a tiny, tiny scene. So the fact that those skaters were pushing each other that hard to the point where they were that good when they only really had each other is really something, honestly. It's pretty impressive. I love the fact that they skated for Alva, because Alva is a company that came out of Santa Monica. So you have Tony Alva, who's full-on Santa Monica, Venice, Z-Boys scene. Like, to have a skater from Texas to skate with that group of skaters kind of makes no sense, but then again, it also makes like perfect sense because that scene in Texas was such a DIY situation, and Alva kind of felt like that. It was a lot of like really kind of gnarly dudes that were just like doing their own thing. It was a bunch of like weirdo skaters that were awesome. This design, you could look at it and say like, that's like Pushead, but only because he had a similar graphic for Zorlak. But as far as how it's drawn, it's really not really like Pushead. There's dots in it, there's pointillism, but it's a much more, well, it's much less stylized, I would say. And what I love about this sticker is, and what I love about Western art and Southwestern art, is this sticker to me is kind of glorifying the beauty of decay and death and things being weathered. The thing about Texas is the weather is severe. Like, the summers are no joke. It is hot, it is nasty, it's dry. So the fact that people were skateboarding in the summer on like a hot ramp is bananas. That's grueling. That's beating you up. And also, when something dies in Texas and it's out in the elements, it just falls apart. It gets cooked and it just dies and falls apart and falls to pieces in a way that's sort of beautiful. You have that like super weathered wood, everything's beat up and bleached by the sun, and it creates a decay that's so severe it kind of turns these things into new organisms, like new shapes, because of the amount of destruction that kind of falls upon them from the elements they're subjected to in that kind of weather. I love Southwestern art, or Southern art, Western art, whatever you want to call it. I live very close to the Gene Autry Museum in Griffith Park, which has lots and lots and lots of great Western art. Southwest art, to me, one of the main reasons I love it is it's so much about color and it's so much about just shape that it borders on like just abstract painting. If you've looked at it, there's lots of, you'll see like those kind of red rock scapes, and it's about like this, you'll see these huge shadow shapes, and parts of the canyons will be in shadow versus in light, and it's so much about color and the color of the sky and the shape of clouds and stuff. I just love it. It's really about beauty and showcasing the beauty that the people that want to paint those paintings see in those like natural surroundings and landscapes. There's some really good Southwestern artists right now that are not even like crusty old dudes. There's a guy named Logan Maxwell Hajej who lives in California, who's awesome. He makes these huge, beautiful paintings, oil paintings of Southwestern themes. You have another guy named Mark, I'm going to mess up his name. Mark Maggiore, I think is how you pronounce it. Mark Maggiore, another guy making incredible Southwestern paintings. You also have my favorite Southwestern artist is this German dude named Winold Ries, who started making art and portraits of the Blackfeet Indians in like, I believe it was like the 20s, 30s, 40s, somewhere in there. He did portraits of other people too, but he's most famous for the portrait series he did on the Blackfeet Indians. They're incredible. They're so beautiful. They're so well drawn and well designed. He's one of my favorites. His stuff's kind of hard to find. It can be expensive, but it's worth getting, because if you want to like find stuff that'll help you draw people and hands and think about color, he's a great one. Also, Georgia O'Keeffe. Georgia O'Keeffe's a giant. She made incredible paintings and was one of the first, I think, painters to bring that kind of language of Western themes into what you could consider the big mainstream fine art world. Because they weren't having it, and they still aren't, to be honest. Southwestern art is not given the same amount of respect as other forms of painting and art, which I think is a shame, because I think it's great. And I have to be honest, to be a youngish Southwestern artist now is pretty punk, considering what's popular in the art world. Like, you're not going to be an art star making that kind of art. So the people doing it are really doing it because they genuinely love it. Which, so right off the bat, they're super sincere. Like, I don't have any relationship towards that kind of land or that kind of landscape or cattle or horses or anything like that. I've never really ridden a horse. I don't engage with that kind of stuff. But like, when I see someone who is fascinated by it or has more experience with it, when they depict it, I get a kind of sense towards how they feel about it. That's what I like about it. Like, there's something so Texas about this dude and about this sticker. Even though most of Texas probably isn't on the same political page as me, Texas is fascinating, and the people there are interesting as hell. There's something to a place that says, like, you're not telling us how to do what we're gonna do. We're gonna do our thing here, and you can go worry about your thing, but leave us alone. There's a very serious leave us alone streak in that part of the country, and I can get down with that. I would recommend, in this time of having nothing to do, Look up some Southwestern art. Look up the names of those people. They're making stuff right now, like putting out books and having shows, and make something on your own. Like, just try to harness that. It's a DIY time right now, kind of. Like, for instance, this haircut I have. We did this. I didn't do it by myself, but we did this in my house. Didn't come out great, but we made it, you know? So you can't take it away from us. But, you know, get into it. Start your own scene. Build a ramp. Have a contest for no reason or something. I don't know. Draw a cow skull. Draw a cow skull. I guarantee if you draw a cow skull, you'll be happy you did. In like a month, when everything's maybe hopefully better, go get a tattoo of a cow skull. Get it on your arm. Buy a cowboy hat. But you can't wear a cowboy hat without boots. It's not cool. You can wear boots without a hat. You can't wear a hat without boots. You look ridiculous. So, don't ride horses. Just feed them. They don't want to be ridden out like. Mark Rude did a ton of great graphics. Winold Reese, Logan Maxwell Hajej, Mark Maggiore, Georgia O'Keefe. Look all those people up. They're awesome. And thank you for watching. Subscribe. Tell all your friends. Tell all your friend to watch. But yeah, that's why this is one of my favorite stickers. Hope you're good. Bye.